live and direct from my mum's house, so you do have to be aware that she doesn't know I'm here and she might walk in at any minute and ask why I'm talking to myself in her kitchen. So this is where I am. It's just taken me about 20 minutes to find a chopping board because they've just moved in. I don't know where anything is. So I'm organised, I'm prepared now. Now, this is the first video in this series of the truth about food prep. So what I'm going to run through today in this first video is how to prep your veg so you're not making stuff on a Sunday evening and then you get into Tuesday, Wednesday and it's all soggy and it looks like shit and it tastes like it as well. So what I'm going to do, and this is something that I do at home, I'm going to prep a big kind of, I call it a salad, but it's not really like your typical generic salad that you would kind of think of usually. But I'm going to prep it, I'm going to put it in here, and it's something that you can use throughout the week. So I really struggle to get my veg in with every meal. So when people say like, oh, you should eat greens with every meal, I know this, but I struggle to do it. I don't really like greens. I don't like broccoli on its own. I just don't, I'm not a big fan of veg. So this is really good because you can kind of scoop bits out and put it with different meals. So if you're making a wrap, for example, and you've got your meat already prepared, which is what we're going to come to on another video, you can just kind of scoop it out and put it with that, put it on a wrap. You can do what you want with it really. So we're going to get started. So first things first, you can pretty much put whatever you want in here, and by the end of us doing this, you'll see why you can put pretty much anything in it within reason. So first of all, I've got an onion, and what I'm going to do with the onion, I'm going to chop the onion up and I'm going to put it in this little bowl. So I'm going to put it in this little bowl here, and I'm going to soak it in water for about 10-20 minutes, just to take all the out of the onion, because it's really strong. So I'm just going to chop this, and again, everything's just cut really roughly, and you just kind of chuck everything in, and then we throw it round in the end. But you'll see what you'll see all that when we come to it. So I think the biggest thing about food prep is that people do tend to get it so wrong, because like I said, what a lot of people are doing is they get into a Sunday and going, yeah, really prepared for the week. And it's all well and good being prepared for the week, but if you are making bulk batches of things, and especially if you're not freezing it, you know, you'll have seen it yourself like on Instagram when people kind of, oh my eyes, people have got onion, when people have like prepped the food, and I've done it in the past where I've prepped all my food and I've lined all my Tupperware up and, crying. And then by Monday, Tuesday, I don't even fancy that food anymore. So if I've got like soggy chicken and broccoli in Tupperware or whatever else I've got in my Tupperware, I just don't necessarily fancy it that day. And also, like I said, it tastes like shit by the time you get to Tuesday, Wednesday. And some people are doing this for like a full week, like 7-day-old chicken. So the onion is now in the bowl, and that is just waiting to kind of like lose its kind of strong flavour after I've just cried my eyes out cutting it. So with this, I am just going to put in, and this is just stuff that I've grabbed out of my own fridge. So I've got spinach, which is really good, I really like that. I'm going to put in some fresh coriander as well, and I don't tend to buy coriander plants or any kind of herb plants because I kill them all. So I tend to get little packets like that every week delivered without shopping. I've got paprika going there, I've got some carrots, everybody loves carrots, ginger, peppers, onion. So the other thing that's going to go in, I'm going to put the carrots in next. Now it doesn't matter what you're putting in or what you're putting first, so you can just literally chuck everything into a bowl. Now I like to use a glass bowl purely because I can see what's in it, because I make the mistake of making something like on a Monday, especially if I'm prepping my food, I'll put it in a bowl that you can't see through, and then I'll forget what's in it, and then before I know it, it's no longer edible. So that's why I like to do it in a glass bowl. So these are all things that are probably doing you a bit of a disservice when it comes to your food prep. So they're all things that you need to be thinking about. So other things to consider with your food prep are portion control, calories, and if you are setting your own diet plan, then it's really important that you get the basics right first, because I get so many people who like they'll inbox me for advice and they'll go, can you just help me with blah blah blah, or can you just give me some advice on the best thing for, and I'm like, well, no, not really. because I don't know these people. If I don't know you and I don't already work with you, there's not a lot that I can do without knowing what you've done before, without knowing your situation, without knowing your family. You know, it's something that's really, really difficult to do. So the only thing that you can do in terms of food prep and starting to eat well is get the basics right. And until you're getting the basics right, there's no point kind of looking at other things, because people start talking about like insulin sensitivity, and I think I'm this, and I think, you know, I'm really sensitive to carbs, but they have no concepts of the amount of calories that they're eating. So until you get the basics down, you know, you're really not gonna achieve a lot more than that if you're not getting the basics right. So that's one thing. The other thing, another pretty basic thing, is portion control. You've got to get your portion control down. Now with the girls that I work with, we have a bunch of cheat sheets. So I've got like a sweet things cheat sheet, and what else have we got? A portion control cheat sheet, which tells you really the amount of certain foods that you should be shooting for. So whether it's chicken or it's mince, or, you know, the amount of veg that you should have in. I mean, you're pretty good to go with veg, unless you're overeating, and I mean massively, on your veg. Portions of nuts, portions of, you know, if you do want to eat cheese, anything like that, like the amounts that you should be shooting for. So all that again is something that does come into the basics of your prep, especially if you're going it alone. So again with this, it's just all really roughly chopped. I need to be careful with this knife. It's really roughly chopped, and then we just literally throw everything into there. Now, rather than having like a soggy dressing, so if you imagine like you had like a Caesar salad, for example, with a dressing on in the fridge for a few days, it's going to get pretty soggy. So what we're going to do with this one, we're going to use some oil in with it. And what it does, it kind of preserves the veg a little bit longer as well. So you're not kind of getting the veg that, it's not going to go all soggy by the time it gets like Tuesday, Wednesday or anything like that, which is very good. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to put the spinach in, and I do tend to cut into the spinach as well. It's really good for bulking out your salad when you're making it. Something else I do really like to put in as well is the coriander, because it gives it a really distinct flavour, rather than just it kind of being veg. You feel like you're having some kind of like exotic salad, even though it is just coriander. Now in terms of oil, I'm just going to put olive oil in. Now I know a lot of people are really kind of petrified of using oil. And the thing that you've got to think of, what I tend to do is I will put a tablespoon of oil in the full salad. And you know, when I've said this before in the past, people do start freaking out about it. But you've got to consider that this salad is going to probably make you know, a good 4, 5, 6, depending on how much you make, portions. So 1 tablespoon between 6 portions is very, very, very minimal. So you're absolutely fine. It's the same with, I came across another recipe not so long ago that I shared with the girls on my sisterhood group, and it had some brown sugar in it, and the people start going, but there's sugar in it, and it's fine. And I mean, the girls in sisterhood are fine with it because they have been coached, they know how to eat. We don't cut out food groups. You can still, you know, I don't advocate cutting sugar out of your diet necessarily. I mean, it's different for everybody. There's not one of my clients who's really eating exactly the same, but I don't think it's a good thing to start cutting full things out of your diet. 1, because it'll make you miserable, and 2, you know, anybody who knows anything about foods, you don't have to cut carbs, you don't have to, you know, necessarily again cut sugar completely out of your diet, but people do still start freaking out about it. But the thing is, on the grand scheme of things, there isn't that much sugar going into the portion that you're going to be eating. You know, it was something like a teaspoon of brown sugar in a big thing like this, so it's so minimal by the time that you're actually eating it and the amount of sugar that you're going to be consuming. Whew. Okay, ginger. Now ginger, it's not to everybody's taste, but I like it, and I really like it in a salad. I think it gives it a nice little bit of a kick. Sound like Gordon Ramsay, don't I? So all you do with this, you want tiny little matchsticks. of ginger to go in, and you don't want to put kind of too much. I literally put like a thumb, like if you think of like a thumb end, that's how much I put in, from kind of like there upwards, and I cut it into, can you see, I'm showing my thumb, like this much, and I cut it into like little matchsticks as I put it in, because again, it's not to everyone's taste, so not everybody in my house likes ginger. So there we go. So the ginger has gone in, and then you don't have to do anything. You don't have to like stir it or anything just yet, because we're going to do all that at the end. So by now your onion should be ready. So if you salt it in water, it will take the strength away from it. So I'm just going to go and pour this out. So exactly the same thing. So I'm just going to throw that in as well, and just make sure it's all kind of like broken up too. Now there's all sorts of things that you can put into this. So if I have celery at home, I'll put celery in it, and it really is just to kind of your taste. And I literally, especially at the end of the week when I'm due for a shop, whatever's left over, I'll either make a big soup or I'll make one of these and just dish it out with everyone's meal. So next, I need a spoon. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to drizzle this olive oil. Way. So I need a teaspoon of olive oil. I'm just going to drizzle that in there. Woo! And then I'm going to add some paprika. And again, I literally just chuck everything in. If you want to do it and you want to be like more anal about it, then that's fine. But I literally just throw everything in. And then I'm missing something. Salt and pepper. I do like a little bit of salt. So even with salt, I know people do sometimes freak out about salt. And if you are, for whatever reason, having to be on a low salt diet, then, you know, again, just tailor it to you, don't put salt in. But in the grand scheme of things, it's like I said about the sugar. If you're having salt in here, it's going to be very minimal per portion. So we've got salt and pepper, paprika in, and all I'm going to do now is I'm going to, look at this, I had this blue pizza prepared and everything and I've ruined it. I'm going to put this over the top, and this is where the magic happens, guys. Oh, shut up. Hey! Hey you! Stop it! You're ruining my video! You are ruining my video! And then all I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to shake it all together. So again, you don't have to stir it, you don't have to like do anything with it, you just literally shake it all together. Literally shake it all together and chuck it up and down. And then it kind of covers the oil over everything. So I think sometimes when you stir it, you end up like getting some of the oil on some bits and then not on the other bits. So I do find it better if you shake it. Now you can see here what I've put in has only made like half a bowl. So if you do then want to go back into it and start putting other stuff in, so if you want to pack it out with more spinach, then you can pack it out with more spinach, or again any other veg that you've got or anything that you've got left over. So again with this, all that happens is you keep that in the fridge. The oil preserves it, so you're not stuck with like some soggy broccoli mess. And you can dish it out with pretty much any meal. So what I tend to do, sometimes I'll have it like for my dinner with tuna, and I might make a wrap, or I might make it with chicken. Shut up! And I might make a wrap with the chicken. You know, if you're having like a meat dish for your tea, scoop it out, put that on a plate. And it's just really simple and really easy to already have pre-prepared in your fridge. So have a go at it, let me know how you get on with it, and video 2 is going to be how to prepare chicken without it going disgustingly soggy by Wednesday. So I will see you for video 2 in a few days. See you later. I have to do the washing up before my mum gets home and I get told off. Never too old to get told off.